Good morning, everyone. Chase Gracious again, and I am having a wait. Hold up. Let's not play this game. It is 9:47 a.m. Oh my goodness, I hadn't even checked the time, but my goodness, boys and girls. I don't think I have any views on my last video, but I made cabbage about 3 o'clock in the morning. I made cabbage with sausage, and my cabbage is right here. I haven't even eaten any of the cabbage yet, but I love the smell of it, and I'm definitely about to dive in. But it needs to be a little cooler. So there goes that. Tomorrow, my apartment will be inspected, and of course, I know it's going to pass. But yesterday and into today, I was so overwhelmed with excitement that I was not able to function. I At one point I was feeling a little bit of and then another point I was like So it is what it is. I have so many decisions to make that I'm locked in on some decisions that I don't have time to evaluate or to investigate, like where my phone is gonna go, where my printer is gonna go, where my modem is gonna go. Because what I would really like to do is be in there, maybe a day or two to see where the noise is, so I can know where to put my bed. But I had all intentions to put my bed in the bedroom, but I can't do that. I have to go with what I choose, and I don't want my bedroom, my head on a shared wall, unless the shared wall is my shared wall. So the only option for my bed is the living room. That's it. And it is a fact, but the problem is the wall on the opposite side. I don't know if that is someone's living room or someone's bedroom. That is what I don't know, and I wish I did know. So I'm trying to envision how to reach out to the person who knows what that wall is there, because I have to figure out where my everything's going, my printer and all that other stuff, because I don't want my bed to move somewhere and I can't leave it there later on. So I think I pretty much know where my bed is going. So there goes that. And then I woke up this morning with so much, I don't know what you call it, determination, I think it is, to work on my online site. But yesterday, my head was just taken under by bipolar disorder. All of the divisions, all of this crap, and I'm like, I'm not playing in the sandbox. So it is what it is. And I'm looking at myself, saying to myself, how do I even get to pull off what I'm trying to pull off, knowing that I am still unwell? When the camera stops rolling and all of the crap comes back, it is like I'm living a double life, because I'm able to hold myself together for a few minutes, and I'm able to try to be the person that I want to be, but I am the person that I want to be. So I'm happy about that. It's just that the worry comes back in, and the what if comes back in, and if I should do this comes back in, and I said no. Today is one thing, and that's it. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to do the best I can to let it stop wobbling like marbles all around my damn head. Mm. But I have something to tell you. Mm, 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 mm. The- I absolutely cannot describe it. A paprika is a blessing in the pot, boys and girls. I already know. Let me wait for the second ring. I'm sure y'all know who that is. Good morning. So I said to you that I was resting for the last few days, and because I didn't go to the car, this is what I get. I'm gonna say I didn't go to the car, but if I go downstairs to the car today, I will see if your vape is underneath the car. But this be, thank you, Jesus. I kid you not. I apologize for anyone who gets upset with that, but I'm working on. I already reached out to the police department, and I already went to family court. And I keep telling them that I don't want the mediation anymore. I want a permanent order of protection. And this right here is something that I had to deal with for years. But I told my daughter I only want consistency. A few days ago, she was here, maybe 3 days ago, and she lost her vape. But she said to me she believes it fell outside of the car. So I said to her, well, if it fell outside of the car, it's not there because they cleaned the garage in the morning. So she said, it is still there. You just didn't go downstairs and look. So I have tried to explain to my daughter that all the other bells and whistles I don't care about, because the bottom line is I know they cleaned the garage. So now she says to me, she believes she lost her charger and she left it in someone's car, but she wanted to know if she dropped it in my car. So at the moment, I was here about to eat. So I said to her, I was about to eat and I'm gonna look. Oh, you always eating, it's always about somebody else. I already know. And then she went ballistic. So what I actually decided to do was go in the living room to see if her charger is in the living room. And yes, her charger is in the living room. So I didn't get a chance to tell her that the charger is in the living room. Then she says to me, you're miserable and all these other things. Why? What you did not hear is the fact that I fell asleep and she took my car key off my ring and she went outside. Now, I didn't know where my car key was, and I didn't know that she took my vehicle. So when I called her, I asked her, did she see my key? So she started laughing and ooh, and whatever the case may be, but she never answered whether she saw my key. And then something else happened, I can't recall. And then I said, well, I guess the police will let me know. You called the police? I said, yeah, because I clearly don't have my key and I didn't give anyone permission to drive my car. So what was that? And then I clicked the phone down. She was back here in 20 minutes. And then I was falling asleep. I cannot control the fact that I'm sleeping. She has already been aware of this all of her 31 years of living. So I'm getting tired of telling her and other people around me that I have to go to sleep. So I said to her, your cats miss you. So she must have really taken offense to that and she got upset. She didn't say anything, but now she says to me that I'm all of these things because I called the police and the fact that I don't drive my car in your district. And what I did not want to have to deal with was the fact that whether or not I drive the car, I have to pay for the car. So that's it. I'm really sorry that she had to get to where she was because when she gets like that, I block her. And then when I block her, she goes through the fact that I am abandoning her. But I explained to her before, I am only doing what I have to do to protect my sanity. That's it, because all of that back and forth and that arguing. So what I actually do now is allow her to get it all out. And then I make it very clear to her what she knows. I have no choice but to do now. So that's that. And unfortunately, her charger is right there in the living room. And I could have said, I'll take a swing and get on a parkway and drive it to you. But what she tends to do is leave me in a position to make me feel like I'm obligated to do these things because I have a vehicle. But what she fails to realize and what she hates is that she continuously believes I'm trying to teach her a lesson. I'm not trying to teach her a lesson. I'm only trying to teach her that I have to teach me a lesson. I have to take care of myself, which means if I'm sleepy, guess who's not going outside? Me. And it has nothing to do with the fact whether or not I want to go outside. Before I get behind a wheel of a massive piece of metal like that, I owe my community and I respect my driver's license. So it is nothing else. And I try to explain to her, it has nothing to do with anything else. I respect my driver's license and I owe the community. That's it. That's it. Unfortunately, uh, she's upset and her charger is right there. She feels as if someone is in here and someone comes before her, but no, honey. It is that instant gratification that she wants me to stop. I could have been in the shower. Let's see what this is now, boys and girls. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, mm. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The day is gonna be a great day. Mm. Okay, now let me see. Okay. Woo! Ow! Uh, 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 uh. Okay. Boom. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You see, let me explain something to you. And I know I'm not going through the bells and whistles. I'm quite sure you already know what it is. But anyway, I try. I try to do one thing, and I just try to do the right thing. And it is so unfortunate that people are the way they are, but I have to stay loyal to myself. I opened up a very tall cabinet that I got from Wayfair to review. And when I was putting it together, I was struggling with this piece, that piece, my hands, whatever the case may be. And so then, uh, so then I realized that I do want it for my craft room, but in truth, I don't want it for my craft room because of whatever the case may be. So I had to, in turn, do the best I could to be honest with the review, stating that I don't think I would use it for my craft room. So I did that, and I felt good about it. But then I said to myself, okay, it does look pretty. It is nice size, whatever the case may be, but I actually don't want to use it. I don't want to walk into my home, put together anything that I don't want to be there longer than it can be there until I can replace it. So at this time, I choose to pass it along and then wait until I can get what I really want in there with a better material that will hold up for what's going to go in there, which is heavy craft supplies, because I don't care who you are, paper is heavy. Boom. So the item, I listed the entire listing, and I said click the listing to read the information, and then I put the picture, which is from Wayfair, and then I put the price. My price, which was $30. Wayfair's price was $131. So this morning I had about 5 to 6 people chiming in, and the first person said that all they had was $20 and they wanted it for their baby's room and all this other stuff. And I'm not listening for all that yah. I don't have time for that. The bottom line is the buyer, in my eyes, determines the price they're willing to pay. But I know right now I'm in a position where I have to work on Shades Creations because I cannot be in a position where I think kindness is going to pay my bills, because kindness is not going to pay my bills. So before I listed this item, I sat down and I thought about it. I have to revamp everything about what I do because people see kindness as a stepping stone. Bow, stomp right on you. So when I put the 30, I kindly understood the dynamics of the fact that I would take 20. Why? Because $20 would go in there to do whatever it's going to do that will cushion me there. So I went up to 30. So someone offered me 20, and then I said, if you can get here before anyone else, you can get it for 20. I said, and then and I said, but I need you to give me a time that you should be here. I will give you a little bit of time to get here. I said I'm not going back and forth. I can't do the back and forth. And I also need to let you know that if you're not here within a few minutes of the time that you said, I'm just going to have to move on. I said, and I do have every intention on removing the listing. So the person said they will be they will be here and they're on their way. So I said, don't rush, because right now you're the only person coming. So I will wait. But guess what? They said they'll be here in by 10:30. It is 10:06 right now. I will give this person till 11 o'clock, 11:30, because I am really built on what? Consistency. But that $20, 9 times out of 10, is going to buy me my dress that I want today. A few of them. And I'm going to make it a point of duty that $5 has to go on a bill due in July. That's it. It's called a hustle and grind. But I don't like that a person will see that the price is $100 and something. You put 30, and then they say, well, I only have 20 right now. Okay, well, you told me what you wanted. Now I can either accept or deny. And guess what? I accept that 20, because that's exactly what I figured they were going to offer me. You got to do it, baby. You got to do it. I got a message. Are you sure all of the screws, honey? This is brand new in the box. And when they see that some of it is not even taken out of the box, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I really got this. And please don't let me see somebody put that on social media, because what people are doing, it is really a savage behavior. They go to somebody on the marketplace and they get up all this stuff for this beautiful price, and they go into these groups and they say, I just got this, oh my God, that's a steal, and all this other stuff. But you know what? Sometimes what you're doing is absolutely disgusting, because you don't know what a person has to pay. You don't know what they're trying to get. You out here shouting to this, you saved all this money, and you turn around and do. Now, there's a group called De-Stash Your Craft Supplies. And I kid you not, if a lot of people can't see what's going on in that group, then they're a fool. There are people that are buying craft supplies just to add their cushion to it, and that's what they're selling. But what they're doing is they're using the de-stash group as if they're de-stashing. I don't care how many craft supplies you have ever seen in someone's home. There is one or two sellers there that there is no way in hell they can hold that amount of stuff in their home. They're actually purchasing it from a very popular site and then redoing it to where it looks as if they had that. No, hell, no, you did not. And then to throw the shipping on there, the way they're killing it with the shipping, I can't do stuff like that. I cannot do stuff like that. But it is a hustle and grind, because guess what? You want the convenience, and they're giving you the convenience, but you're going to pay like the piper out your ass for that convenience. When I saw that, I said, ooh, I can't, no. But, I kid you not, I am so thankful, because today is going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. You want to know why? Because I woke up this morning, and I kid you not, I haven't even spread my bed yet. You want to know why? Because I'm going to sit on that bed. Now, you already know my top cover and everything. You just roll it around, and so it is what it is. But I'm talking about shift up the bed and everything like that. I'm going to sit on my bed, and I'm going to work with some of my crafting things. Not crafting because I'm not digging up my supplies and stuff like that. I have to sit down and make some adjustments in some books. But what I'm trying to do is remember where my book is, that I can start putting Shay's Creations, because like this sale here has to go in Shay's Creations, so when it's time of tax time, I can have it all, but I want it in one notebook so I don't have any problems at the end of the year. So I'm going to wait until if the person actually arrives. I'm not going to do it before, but what I am going to do is write down the cabinet. Because I really and truly, let me tell you something. I'm really and truly so thankful that I have taken the time to try to learn all of these things for myself, so I don't be hemmed up waiting for someone to help me. When I had to lay on that phone and cry to that IRS lady who helped me do my taxes, she was crying and I was crying, and I just didn't want to put the phone down because they had switched me to everybody and everybody, boys and girls, and I was like, and I had got really, really unwell, and she stayed on the phone and she was crying. I felt so bad. I was like, ooh, she might lose her job, because she was saying, well, I don't know how to help you, I was like, oh my goodness, but I was not putting that phone down until my taxes were done, and she and I did did my taxes, but I kid you not. Tax season, I think, starts in maybe January and then ends in April. My taxes will be done January 1st. There is no procrastination here. If I have all of what I have in a book and I'm going to do one thing, and that's going to be when I'm using the marketplace, or I'm going to use that one book and I'm going to mark it with 2026, and that's going to be it, because I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time for the foolishness. But it is what it is. And I'm sitting here like jumping for $20 when $20 can't solve any of my problems. If you look in that living room and you see what I have to move, $20 is not even enough gas to give somebody to go one way in their vehicle. But I have, about 3 vehicles that I can use. I don't even have $100 in this house. So just say, but you know what? I am so thankful that I am dealing with people with common decency in their head. And I also woke up with the full conviction of understanding that I have to stay in the green of doing what's best for me, because I can't keep saying yes to people when I want to say no, because if it is not instant gratification, if it's not solving their problems, I am this all out savage. Now, I'm not speaking about my daughter, but she is definitely included. But the beautiful thing is, this morning I mentioned to her I was dealing with someone on the computer, and she said, "You always," and I know it, and you're not a nice person. You're fucking this, and I am not going to deal with that. I'm just thankful that there was a time where I would have lost my mind and that would have really affected me. But I kid you not, it's not going to affect me. I said, even though I don't want that on my channel, I'm going to have to put that on my channel, because when I step into the courtroom, they're going to understand that I'm stepping in the courtroom as a human being, explaining to them this cycle of roller coaster up and down is not something that my internal system can handle, because the truth is, Delight, my fainting condition is triggered by stress. And what my daughter doesn't seem to understand is she witnesses me pass out so much in front of her, but I keep telling her that it is triggered partly due to stress, and she doesn't understand. One of my neighbors was here, and he even said the same thing. You have one good thing going for you when you move. And when he mentioned it, I said, well, it wasn't intentional, but it is the truth. But when she realized it, it was something that didn't sit well with her. But I don't like my background, but it's due to that sun, and because the lamp is right there. You see what I have to listen to? I have no rights to that music. If they give me a little citation, I'm gonna have to delete my video. But it is what it is. Yesterday, I did my Tai Chi, not a whole 15 minutes, but I did some of it. I with some whatever was on TV, and I just jumped up and I started doing my Tai Chi. So I'm like, all right, so your girl is doing it, so it's in there. So I just have to find some time today to possibly lay down on the floor and do some exercise. I'm having a wonderful day. I would like to. Okay, I'm going to get away from the clock, first of all. You see me look up? I'm going to get away from the clock. Today I'm going to work on Shay's Creations. I'm going to do some categories in my online store. I am really struggling because I know right from wrong, and I want to do the right thing, but I don't want to do the right thing. I have to change my address on the site at some point, and I don't want to do it, but I am going to do it. I'm going to do it. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-mm-mm. I love the fact that there is nothing but security. Let me tell you something. There's a camera above the garbage hole, so I'm like, okay. But In this building, my neighbor is having a nervous breakdown because of the camera they put in front of her door. And I looked up this morning. They pulled the wire out. They put these circles right there, right there, right there, right there, down the whole strip of the hallway. And then there's a wire going from right there to right here. So it's coming all the way. So they're going to put a camera in front of everybody's door. Now, my reasoning for being okay with it doesn't make me right or wrong. And my friend's reason for not being okay with it doesn't make her right or wrong. I see it as a safety mechanism, and that's it. But she's having a really hard time. But I say you really shouldn't have a really hard time because you have a camera on your front door. So it seems a little different to me why she would be upset. But I understand the dynamics of why she's upset, whether she say it or not. That camera is not hooked up to anything. Because if it was, you really wouldn't have a problem with them putting the camera in the hallway when you have one in the hallway. That camera's not hooked up. And if it was, it wouldn't be, who is it? I can't see. I don't know who you are. I'm not answering. And she doesn't open the door. But most people who have a camera will be at that door or say something or whatever the case may be because they know you're there. So, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I tell you, that's why sometimes it's not nice being a Libra when you have to play Jimmy Jackass with the crowd just to make sure that they don't realize what you understand. But I am thankful. But where I'm going, they have a camera above the garbage. I saw the camera above the desk. I was sitting at filling out my lease. I looked up and the camera was right there. And then I already knew there was a camera by some of the questions I asked and the way she answered. So I'm not going to play in the sandbox there. I have to wait and see one thing, and I'm going to test that. Maybe the day after I move in, I'm going to go into a certain part of the building and have a conversation. And the way I'm answered will let me know if that room is under recording of voice. Because what they're doing, you don't know they're doing, is they're going to put voice recognition in them cameras. Absolutely. So when you go out in the hallway and you be like, I'm gonna go rob that bank, they're gonna have that on camera. I'm not stupid. Now there are two cameras above the mailboxes. So their packages are absolutely left right where they are, as I said, Crooko knows. The game has changed. But where I'm moving to, I have some type of box, and they're gonna put my package in that box, and then they're gonna give me some type of key. I did not know that that was gonna be there, but that was one of the things I was wishing was there. You hear this foolishness out there? I get tired of that. That's one of the reasons why I get migraines. I can't take that. I'm hoping and praying I'm not moving towards that. That is a horrible thing to listen to all the time. But I don't care what horror it is to listen to it. I would still rather be in the zone of a hospital than not. Absolutely. I'm not going to play in the sandbox. I will say this, though. I paid $8 for a loaf of bread. That bread is gone. I might have 2 slices now. I paid $5 for another loaf of bread. That loaf of bread is definitely gone, but I kid you not. I may end up having to take that 20 and go buy me a loaf of bread because I kid you not, that seeded bread, that bread tastes fresh, boys and girls. That bread tastes nice, but I had no residual effects in my body that I would have from white bread. And what is so amazing is that even though I didn't know how to explain it, when someone made a post about some changes they made, I said I purchased some seeded bread, and I even put the price of the bread. And I said, although it was that price, I would still forego the $2 white bread to pay the $5 and the $8 for the seeded bread because I liked the way my body felt after I ate it. And then someone came back with a really nice comment of the fact that, I even said that, but Sometimes I don't have the words, even though I have a chatterbox. Sometimes I don't have the words, but the feeling is amazing because I was able to eat. I made some sausage. I cut two cheese sausages in half, put it in my air fryer, and I made a sandwich. And that bread did not put me to sleep. I didn't need a nap. And see, that's one of the things that I've been working on. Gee whiz, because oh, please let the person be okay. Um, One of the things I've been working on is removing foods that make me feel like I need a nap because that's not healthy to want to sleep right after you eat, especially when you eat something that's carbohydrate, like that. So I had to work really hard to stop. So what I'm working on now is reminding myself that I don't need to be buying eggs because I'm not going to eat them, and I have to remind myself that sardines is what I need to be buying. So if the store allows me 10, I need to be buying 10 because I eat 2 cans of sardines a few times a week with some hot sauce for my inner health. But I'm a woman, honey, let me tell you. I don't really like fish. And some people have this issue where fish carries with them, through their body and stuff. Like some people drink and they smell like awful and they don't realize they do. It's horrible when you open your mouth and that comes out of your mouth. Because that and some of the food people eat. But anyway, I don't like the thought of it, in any way, shape, or form that I could smell like fish if I ate fish. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that it is true with some people. I do know someone who cannot eat McDonald's fish sandwiches because she smells like fish down there when she eats the sandwich. So it is what it is. I take herbals to help me take care of my insides. So with that said, I'm thankful. Okay, I was almost about to look at the time. Don't want to look at the time. But I don't know what the weather is. So now that this person is on their way, let me look at the weather because I really and truly cannot be going outside with borrowed finances where I know I need to be putting together for what I need to be doing in a couple of days. But weather 101, weather. Hmm. I do want to just go outside and 60 degrees. Okay, I like that. I like that. Mm. And I'm going in my pajamas. I saw a post a couple days ago. Someone took a picture of someone in their pajamas and said, you shouldn't go to Walmart like this, and this. But let me tell you something. I commented, you need to ask if that person's ass is clean because you're worried about their pajamas. That's not what you need to worry about. Pass by ass, what you should be worried about because I take a shower and put on my pajamas. Why? Because that's my daily outfit. So I'm like, why do people feel like they can? But when you see somebody in there, their head mash up in the back and, drag up over here, then they just jumped out their bed like that. But I don't care what a person is wearing. I care whether or not I'm going to smell the back of their ass while I'm on the line. I'm not dealing with that. That pass by situation is horrible. So I know it sounds horrible that I even said it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm going to count my blessings today and stay in gratitude because I am grateful. I am freaking grateful. Now, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me a few days ago. Someone came here and they left here with the item. And they have been saying that they're going to bring me the money. They're going to bring me the money. They're going to bring me the money. Yes, I do need the money. But I do want to see if the person holds themselves accountable for the fact that they walked away with my kindness. And I already looked into their profile. They are a reseller. So all is good. There is no stress. I don't feel any this, none of that. I am going to leave a review, a very honest review, classy but honest. And that's it because a person doesn't realize that the last thing you want someone to do is say that the person let you leave for the item and it's been about 5 or 6 days and you've made it perfectly clear that you would bring back the money and you didn't. So, and then to say I will be there tomorrow after 4 or today after 4 and you never even say that you're not coming and it's 10 p.m. So I think I've exerted my kindness measure. So I said I will wait and see. But my thing is I'm going to the town that they live in. So I was saying to myself, maybe I should reach out and say, well, I am coming to your town. I can meet you at a set place, and then we can exchange a kindness there, because I do have something that the little loved one could use. So I don't want to be that person to just put that stamp on someone's profile, especially when anything could have happened, you know. But I don't want to let people just continue, like, take a step of me when they're not trying to, and then I don't want to take an unkind measure of something that will ruin someone going forward, if it was truly something that they could not you know, they could not control. So there goes that. But I learned a very valuable lesson between yesterday and this morning, just contemplating where I want to be and what I'm doing. And I realized that I did so many beautiful things that I wanted to do that were gonna help me be in a better position. And the very beginning of that was removing the comfort of having all of these closets and all of this storage and all of that, to downsize to basically what I consider tiny. Then I woke up this morning, I said, that's not tiny, that's not little, that's large, that's huge, that's perfect for me. And I realized that I have to speak my own way to help me get through whatever I have to go through, because I kid you not, even on now, I still can't see anything but this one massive room that looks so small. But guess what? I don't care how small it is. It is coming with blessings. You know why? Because everything I freaking want is in that damn zip code, and I didn't even realize it. Didn't even realize it. And I have every intention. I have 5 stores I'm going to visit, but I'm going to make it not too much of an outing, a lot of outing for me, because I'm not accustomed to that. And then on top of that, I have to drive everywhere, so I have to be very mindful. But I am going to make myself stay home for a while. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to put my bed up. I'm going to put my TV up. I'm going to start working on my craft room and stuff. I already saw what I want from Temu. It's actually not a want, it's a need. It's a hanging rack, but it's not the hanging rack that I just put out in the hallway. It's a round or octagon one, which means I would be able to put it in a designated corner, and I would be able to start putting my shirts on it. I didn't want to do my shirts because I said I have to stop with trying to do all of the crafting for my mood support, and figure it out, like what I'm going to do. But I actually do want to do, and especially this shirt that I'm working on now. So I'm like, but I really want to wait. Although I have my designs and the butterfly and everything, I need the butterfly. Everything has to have a butterfly, because butterfly is for mood support. So I do already have that, but I lean towards pastels, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to take myself out of the whole ordeal, and leave it on a neutral platform to where it's for anyone. But I can't do that if I'm trying to deliver whatever it is. And pastels have a way of delivering kindness and peace and like a calmness, and then the butterfly is for mood support, you know, and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But I already have 4 designated designs, but something tells me I'm leaning towards something else, because purple is definitely for mood support. So I didn't realize that, but it is one of the colors that I like. So I'm gonna take my time, and I want to take my time and make the final decision after I'm already set up in my craft room. But I'm working on, I'm gonna tell you why I need money, and then you'll be able to figure it out. When I went to my apartment, I met this really nice lady. She was very helpful. She really didn't have too much English, but she was really nice. And I believe she lives in the building. And something tells me that she would most likely be able to come inside and help me just put aside some of my stuff, like, you know, I need help. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do all of that by myself. Emotionally, physically, nothing. I can't do it. Even if I take my time, because my mental is going to go bonkers with all of that sitting there. So I want to have, you know, a little bit of something to say, you know, could you help me And then if she helps me, she could probably open up a box and put it there. Now, I'm not saying where she puts it is where it's going to stay, but to open up the box and put it there and get the box out, break it down, and put it in my trunk, that's what I need help with. So I want to be able to say, here for gratitude. And I don't want to give her less than $50. Absolutely not, because if I'm going to do one thing, it's going to be at least enough to give her so she can at least put it on a bill. That's all. That's all. And I don't want to give it to her in a money order. I want to give it to her in cash. So I'm working really hard on. So I decided I did want to go get myself, a few dresses to go outside. But now I'm saying to myself, okay, I do have an envelope, and I can put the whole 20 in the envelope, and this could be kindness towards someone that I could possibly, get on to help me. Whatever. I saw a vision that I needed help, and my next door neighbor knocked on my door to see if I needed help because they heard me. So that was a good vision because it means I'm moving towards people who have some type of empathy. But you can't presume stuff like that. You can't assume either. You know what they say, when you assume, you make a see yourself. Mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Hola! Listing department calling about your Google My Business listing. Our records show that your listing is either not verified or missing important information, keeping your customers from finding you. Press 9 now so we can verify your Google My Business listing. Press 0 or call 866-202-2034. Now you know that was the people that I normally act like I won the lottery with, right? You see, I was about to blow that ass away. Woo! I was on a computer the other day just laughing because everybody is getting so sick and tired of these spam callers. I said, get you a whistle. And then I picked the phone up. I was like, woo, I won the lottery. And the person kept saying hello and trying to tell me what they go, I won the lottery. And next click. So that person must have realized who was on the line that they were calling, and they said, ooh, click. Well, guess what? Keep on clicking until you take my phone number off your registry. Today is going to be a good day, boys and girls. And you know what I need? Air conditioner. Good Jesus, I need air conditioner. Woo. Oh, I hope I can get it. Hope I can get it on, because I am hot. Woo. Lord have mercy. Good Lord have mercy. Can I get it on? Yeah, there you go. Woo. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness, the sun is even worse now. But guess what? The air conditioner feel good. I am so. Oh, thank you. Okay. Now the person is there, so it is 10:34. You see that? That's why you have to just stay with conviction, boys and girls. You have to do your. Let me go downstairs. Boys and girls, I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna think it's so funny. I was trying to help the lady, and then I bent down, and then her arm went up, and my whole chin started. And if you could see her face, was. And it was like a movie, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help you downstairs. I'm a little dizzy. And she was like, oh no, it's okay, but I kid you not, she's so overwhelmed, you know, with stuff, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Sometimes you're just the right person at the right time. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. Tell you. Now that air conditioner, I don't know what's in it. I barely used it, but I don't. It's like it needs something. It's like it needs something. But anyway, I don't know what to do. I feel so bad. I was on my way downstairs to the car. Mm, 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 mm. I need to start packing my trunk. I need to start packing my trunk. Mm, 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 mm.